So let's talk about Espresso. This is a project with a hugely ambitious goal to fix one of the biggest headaches in crypto today. You see, in a universe of blockchains that don't talk to each other, Espresso wants to be the thing that finally brings order to all that chaos. Let's dive in.
Okay, so here's the core question we need to tackle. Layer 2s, all those rollups, they were supposed to be the big fix for Ethereum's growing pains. They promised us faster, cheaper transactions, and honestly, they delivered. But in solving that one problem, they accidentally created a brand new and pretty massive one.
And this is what everyone's calling the Layer 2 paradox. Think of it like this. We built all these super fast side streets right next to the main Ethereum highway, which is great, but we kind of forgot to build enough on-ramps and off-ramps to connect them all together. And the result? Well, it's a mess. A bunch of digital traffic jams and dead ends. Fragmentation. And this slide really gets to the heart of that trade-off. On one hand, yeah, we absolutely got the faster transactions and cheaper fees we were all hoping for. But on the other hand, we created all these isolated digital islands. Your assets and your data on one layer 2 are basically trapped there, making it incredibly difficult to talk to or move your stuff over to another one. This is exactly where Espresso enters the scene. It's a project designed specifically to go after this fragmentation problem head-on. The whole idea is to build the connective tissue, the plumbing, that all these separate networks are so badly missing. At the very heart of Espresso is this really powerful idea, a shared sequencing layer. Now, the best way to think about this is like a universal air traffic control system for crypto. Right now, every single blockchain acts like its own little airport, managing all its own takeoffs and landings completely on its own. Espresso wants to be that one central tower that coordinates all of them, creating one smooth, unified flow of traffic for everyone. So what is Espresso actually promising? Well, it boils down to three key things. First, that shared sequencing we just talked about, creating one single unified order for transactions across all these different networks. Second, fast finality, which just means your transactions get confirmed securely in a matter of seconds. And third, and this is the big one, way better interoperability, so these rollups can finally talk to each other without needing those clunky centralized bridges. All right, so that's the big idea. Let's pop the hood for a minute and take a look at the engine that's supposed to power all this. How does Espresso actually pull this off? It's really built on three core pillars. First, there's a consensus engine they call Hotshot, which is designed for high-speed security. Second is the shared sequencing marketplace. This is the air traffic control system we mentioned, creating a decentralized marketplace for ordering transactions. And third is a component called Tiramisu, which makes sure all the necessary data is available across the entire network. Now, the goal here isn't to replace giants like Arbitrum or Polygon. Not at all. Instead, Espresso is designed to plug right into them. It wants to act as a neutral bridge, a coordination layer, that could enable really complex actions, like, say, swapping an asset on one chain for an asset on a totally different chain, all in one seamless transaction, and all without a centralized weak point. Okay, so great technology is one thing, but for it to function in the real world, it needs an economic engine. So let's shift gears and talk about the ESP token and see how this project went from just a white paper to a live traded market. Man, February 2026 was a massive month for them. The network officially switched over to proof of stake, which is a much more energy-efficient security model. The ESP token itself launched, a huge airdrop got tokens into the hands of the community to get things going, and it landed on major exchanges like KuCoin and BangX. Let's look at the numbers for a second. A key metric for any project is its token supply, because that basically dictates its economics. For Espresso, the total supply is capped at roughly 3.59 billion ESP tokens. And a pretty big piece of that supply, a full 10%, was allocated to a community airdrop. This was a really strategic move, designed to get the token into the hands of actual users and developers from day one, and really encourage broad participation in the network. So what does the ESP token actually do? Well, it has four main jobs. You can stake it to help secure the network. You can use it to vote on big decisions. You use it to pay for network fees, and it's also used to reward the validators who keep the whole system running. Its utility is tied directly to how much the network is actually being used. But, and this is a really important distinction, we need to separate the token's purpose from what's been happening in the market. The token has been highly volatile. This suggests that right now, a lot of the price movement is being driven by speculation on its future potential, rather than its current actual use inside the network. It's a classic case of hype maybe getting a little ahead of adoption. And that brings us to the final and most crucial section. Espresso has a powerful vision for sure, but it is facing a gauntlet of challenges. Success is anything but guaranteed here. First off, Espresso is not alone, not by a long shot. This idea of modular blockchain infrastructure is really hot right now, and they're competing directly with other projects like Astria that are also building their own shared sequencing solutions. It's a flat-out race to see who can become the industry standard.
And the path forward is full of risks. On one side, you've got this immense technical complexity. This is not easy stuff to build. On the other, a huge ocean of regulatory uncertainty, and its success depends entirely on convincing these major rollups to actually use its service, all while trying to navigate the wild seas of token speculation.
So, what needs to happen for Espresso to actually succeed? Well, a few key things have to fall into place. It absolutely has to win over those major rollups. It needs to become critical infrastructure for the DeFi markets. It has to prove its security through tough, independent audits. And finally, the whole crypto space really needs more regulatory clarity so people can build with confidence.
Ultimately, it all just boils down to this. Espresso has built a really compelling, elegant technical solution for a very real and very painful problem in crypto. But, elegant tech just isn't enough to win. In this space, everything comes down to one thing: winning the race for adoption.
And so that leaves us with the final question. Is Espresso the key, the missing piece that's finally going to unlock a seamless, unified crypto ecosystem? Or is it a brilliant piece of engineering that might just be too complex, a solution looking for a problem that users are willing to adopt on a massive scale? We'll have to wait and see.